Alright, children, what is up? It is I, the merciful god of the Minecraft, JP Sims, or J-Man the Awesome, or J Smooth, or God, or John, or Balthazar, or Xerxes. However you wish to address me, I am here playing Minecraft. Now, this is a clip of me playing a map that I downloaded from the Minecraft forums called, Underwater Escape. Now it's a real. I'm just gonna go start it right here, complimenting the guy. It was really fun. It was really neat. Really, it's an interesting concept. Never played one like this. I've played quite a few. Um. Now I'm just gonna go out and say suggestions and stuff right now because at the end he asked for them, and you could just watch the clip and see where I get. I think I get all, if not most, of the extras that you're supposed to get. I get 24 diamonds in the end, and he asks you to get, I think, 3 cakes, one apple, and 2 bookshelves, and I think I find all of those. I don't know how many diamonds there are. Now it seems like the clip is really sped up, and I'm not sure if that was just recording or what, but the audio was really unsynced, so I'm doing post commentary, which is probably a better idea because it seems my videos always come unlinked from the audio. Now, I could talk about this, but it's pretty much serves for itself. You can read over all these stuff, and you can watch what I do, and you can do whatever you need. You can play this too. I'll probably put a link in the description. And after doing some cutting and editing, it will probably fall into one video. So I'm gonna take this opportunity to talk about my life, tell some stories. I have this one in particular that I was eager to tell. Um, Now there's going to be some harsh words being said in this video because it was pretty annoying to me, and it just goes into all the stuff about high school. If you're in middle school, and get ready, it's going to be insane. All right, that's how it goes. I am a sophomore in high school at the time. Now, for the requirements for sophomores, or at least if you either have to take history, which is like a generic history, world history, or you can take AP Euro, which I think is the only AP course you can take sophomore year. I might be mistaken. Excuse me. And that might just be only for my school. But I'm currently taking world history. Now, in world history, we are talking about, well, world history. And I don't really remember how long ago this was or what exactly we're talking about. But in this class, we obviously do history, and our teacher's pretty cool. He doesn't assign too much homework. He's a really nice guy. His name's Beardsley. He's got a beard too, so it's kind of neat. Um, but yeah, on this one particular day that I want to talk about, he assigned us a worksheet on some sort of Renaissance period. And now I'm pretty good at history, so I was like, okay, this is gonna be a breeze. And my friend Michael, who sits in front of me, is also pretty good at history, so it's probably gonna be really easy for us. We're like, yeah, let's just finish this up, get on with it, get home. Now, before I go any further, and I probably should have explained this before. Hold on a sec. All right, sorry about that. I had to answer the phone. All right, now back to okay. In our class, you don't have an assigned seat per se, but everyone pretty much picks the same seats every time. In the front, there's my friend Michael, and I'm right behind him. There's about 4 rows. So we're in like the third from the wall. It's kind of hard to explain, but you can mentally picture it, and it won't be too bad if you don't really understand the full set out of the room. Then I'm right behind him, and then in the next row, there's some more guys. There's a guy named Eric, and there's some other people. In the row behind that, there's no one sitting in the front, and then there's some people kind of like pull the chairs back and are spend the entire class talking. It's not a very large class, maybe 15 people. And then behind us, and to the left a bit, there's some more girls back there. But on my right, there just so happens to be there these 2 girls. Now, not to give out any names, or if they see this, screw you guys, but let's just call them Bitch 1 and Bitch 2. Now, when I say bitch, I mean bitch. These girls will not shut up about every godforsaken subject. They could talk about, like, They will be talking about menstrual cycles and getting raped, and I don't even know anymore. It's just so damn ridiculous. I don't care if this insults anyone because it's just so freaking annoying. I can't even explain to you kind of shit that they just talk about. It's just so annoying. And me being a pretty reasonable guy, I don't get annoyed very easily because I can, tune things out. But this is just so obnoxious. I can't even stand it. But I've been putting up with it because nowhere else really. So yeah, on this particular day, we're doing the worksheet. I finished it relatively early. Now, usually we turn them in, but I guess I decided not to turn mine in. And so Michael finishes, he turns his in. And so I'm sitting there with mine kind of daydreaming. I think I might have even been playing my Game Boy, which I got into again, maybe talk about that later. But on this particular day, the bitches decide they don't want to do it. So they start having this bitch conversation about being bitches. So the class is almost over, maybe 10 minutes, or well, 10 minutes before he picks it up. And one of the bitches, who will remain unnamed in part, decides that, hey, I probably have to get this worksheet done. Now, instead of doing the reasonable thing and actually doing it, because it was pretty easy, and I'm smart, so I probably, now I'm getting all narcissistic, but I'm pretty clever, and when it comes to history, so it was really easy for me. It wasn't too difficult anyway. Maybe it was a page. But yeah, she decides, hey, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to ask someone to do it for me. So the first person she asks is Michael. Michael says no. And it's like, screw off. And then she asks some other people behind her, and I'm like, oh god, just shut up. And then she asks me. Oh yes, you're now thinking, ooh, what diabolical plan has JP Sims decided to concoct for this? Well, at first I was like, hell no. Well, mentally I didn't say it. Then I thought, hey, this could be an opportunity to instill some values. Well, it's starting to sound really nerdy, but like teach this bitch a lesson. So bitch one asked me if I can do the worksheet, and I say, okay, bitch one. So I take the worksheet, and guess what? This is gonna sound really nerdy, but it was still pretty hilarious. I did every single one wrong. Just like, yeah, I purposely did every single last one of them wrong. Now, it probably wasn't a very important worksheet, but still, a 0 is a pretty terrible grade. So I was like, oh, this is gonna be good. So I give it back to her. This bitch is so stupid. She doesn't even decide to check them for legitimacy. She just goes with it. Here's where the good part happens. We're about to turn them in, and bitch 2 decides, hey, I haven't yet to do mine yet either, if that makes any sense. So she asks bitch 1 if she can copy off of her paper. So at this point, I'm eavesdropping because they talk at like 600 decibels. So I'm like, oh my god, this is too good. There's no way this can go wrong, right? Well, you'll see. So yeah, they copy each other's, which are all wrong. I mean, it's like pretty ridiculous. I put like penis Magellan flew over the Baltic Sea. I don't know, stuff like that. Really retarded stuff. They didn't even check. It's so ridiculous. But yeah, it's just so crazy. So we all turn them in. It's not really towards the end of class, but instead of and Coach Beardsley, which is his name, doesn't decide to check them himself. Today he decides, you know what? I'm going to let the peers check them. Like, okay, okay. So we all turn them in, and he passes them out. Like, wow, I can't wait to see the look on this person's face. So they're all passed out. I get someone's paper. I don't remember who. It might have been Michael's. And now what happens is everyone gets the paper. He reads out the answers. Everyone checks them, and then he will ask them what that person got. Like he'll say, "Oh, Jim," and if Bob has Jim's paper, then Bob will say, "Hey, Jim has a 10 out of 10," or somewhat of the sort. Now, we go through that, and the person I get, probably Michael, he got a perfect. So they're going around, and bitch one's name comes up, and I am holding back laughter, trying not to laugh. Holding back laughter, trying not to laugh. Yeah, that makes sense. but I'm just biting my tongue. I do not want to give this away. And I nearly have a heart attack when I hear what they say. So, bitch one's name is called, and the person, I don't know, someone in the back, says 20 out of 21. Or something ridiculous like that, like whatever. It was just like one wrong. And I was like, are you kidding me? They purposely changed this person's grade who is clearly wrong. Then bitch two's name calls out 21 out of 20 or 21 out of 21. And at this point I'm like, oh, okay, this couldn't have gone worse. It's just I'm thinking, oh man, they're gonna tell. Oh, they're gonna put two and two together when they get this back. I'm freaking out. I just didn't know what to do. So I was like, okay. And then my name gets called because my name is relatively far back on the list. I got like two wrong, maybe. So if just to put this in layman's terms, I actually got a lower score than they did in the end. They said that they got one wrong and I got two wrong or whatever the ratio was. But in the end, I actually got the worst score. So I'm not sure if that was karma or God or what. But you know what? That was just a interesting experience. So they get the papers back, and I can tell from the bitches' faces that, hey, wait a minute, I got all of them wrong. Now, fortunately for me, these bitches are some. They're just stupid. They're just stupid. So they don't even remember that I did it, because I wouldn't want them to get their big beefy boyfriends who play football and like slap their heads on desks and punch through mailboxes and crap to come beat me up. So fortunately, they don't even realize that I was the one who gave them all the wrong answers. So I get off on that, but I'm just I was definitely hit with a humiliating ball of shit in the face. I was just so stupid. I told my friend Michael after class, and he says, "You are insane. Why would you do that? You could have gotten in so much trouble." But I don't know why I would have done such a thing, and in hindsight, I probably shouldn't have. But this is just all a lesson in humility. That's probably the end of it. If you've got any questions, you can comment in this video. Give it a like, thumbs up. Actually don't. Give it a thumbs down. I don't even care. You know what? Ratings is for the week. You can subscribe, sure, whatever. But, man, I hope, if anything, you learned something from this, because I was definitely humbled by this situation. And I hope that you've learned something too if you haven't totally laughed your ass off and said, what a dumbass, and immediately closed out of the video. But if you did take something from this, I hope you had a good time listening. I hope to do something more in the future, possibly more Minecraft. I do have a Dazzle now, and I may or may not do some stuff with that, maybe just with friends. Let me see. In description, there should be a link to this, a link to me and my friends playing a different game on my friend's channel, and probably anything else that I think is cool, maybe. Alright, this is JP Sim signing out.